prayer of the blind. I had always considered myself a practical man, a realist. I saw the world in black and white. Problems demanded logic, and faith was a comforting fantasy for the weak. I was good at my job, I made decent money, and I knew what I should do to be a better person, be less quick-tempered, be more generous. But the motivation never lasted. I was like a motorist who knew the road signs, but chose to drive off-road every time. The biblical concept of spiritual blindness wasn't just a metaphor for me. It was my reality. I heard the words about Christ, about the cross, 100 times. Each time, they sounded utterly foolish. A man dies and that saves the world? It was nonsense. I was blind to the blessings God was offering, focused only on my own effort and my own frustration. I was headed toward a place I didn't want to go, and I couldn't understand why I kept walking there. The devil had done his work well. Then came the day I collapsed, not physically, but emotionally. I was at my absolute end. In that moment of complete surrender, I heard a quiet voice echoing the words of the psalmist. Ask the Father to open your eyes. It was a desperate, simple prayer I whispered. Father, open my eyes that I may see the truth. It wasn't a sudden flash of light like Paul on the road to Damascus, but it was a quiet, profound miracle. Something, like an invisible scale, began to peel away from my inner vision. Suddenly, the message of the cross wasn't foolishness. It was power. I saw Jesus Christ, not a historical figure, but my living Savior. And for the first time, I saw that his death wasn't tragedy. It was the ultimate act of love that covered my own long list of failures. The world didn't look different, but I did. My perspective was completely changed. The good things I knew I should do weren't burdens anymore. They were the joyful commands of a God who loved me. I wasn't fighting in my own strength. I had a new vision and the assurance that the Spirit God gave me was living in me. I was no longer a blind man stumbling toward destruction. I was a son with open eyes, walking in the light of God's grace and truth. The greatest miracle had happened to me. The Lord had opened the eyes of the blind.